What does the immediate future hold for the Purdue Boilermakers football team? It's an interesting subject. It can go multiple ways. One of the ways that it can go is the suckful way, where we have, single digit wins. Probably 3 or 4 wins. Still an improvement on last year, but last year was also a pretty weird year. So it's hard to judge some stuff based off last year. And last year was interesting for multiple reasons. We started at the season 2-0. We were winning, it was looking good, and then our next 4 games we lose all of them. Some of them we should have won, and one of them, yeah, we did get screwed over by the refs completely. But still, there were multiple where we screwed ourselves over and we really should have won that game, and we didn't because we suck. And that's just the truth. But looking on the bright side of what could happen with this Purdue football team, we do have some very good recruits coming in. Yanni Karloftis is playing this year. He was a 4-star recruit that we got. The recruiting class of 2022 right now is looking very promising. With we already have 2 4-star recruits, and a slew of 3-star recruits that are looking pretty good. And it's ranked like top 30 in the nation so far. So that is the one thing that you can positively say about Jeff Brom, is that he can recruit players. He can recruit them very, very well. The bad thing is A, keeping them from transferring, and B, utilizing them correctly are his main problems, as he will sometimes try to do things that certain players are not good at, but he doesn't care because he thinks they'll just adapt to his offense or his defense. At least that's the only logical train of thought that I can think for why Jeff Brom does some of the stuff he does. Like, I get putting players out of their comfort zone sometimes, but Jeff Brom does it a lot, and he doesn't utilize players the way they're supposed to be utilized. But when he does utilize these really good recruits that we get, and he uses them the right way, they turn out amazing. David Bell, Xander Harvath, and George Karloftis are so far the best examples of when Jeff Brom utilizes a player correctly and then they flourish under his system. That is, the potential of Jeff Brom, is if he just utilizes players the right way instead of trying to force some things, he could have a really good football team. We have the talent to go 500. It's just if the coaching staff is willing to put us in a position to go 500. I mean, after the seasons we've had in the past, I will take 500. I will take maybe just a bit under 500. Maybe I'll take a 7-6 season or 6-7 season, like 2017 and 2018. Because while we weren't the best team in the Big Ten, we were one of the more entertaining teams in college football. It was fun to watch us. And if we're not going to win a bunch of games, I would rather us be entertaining than just be bland and not win a ton of games. I mean, that's me personally, because I'm watching this for entertainment. So I like to see some good product put on the field. And we have the players to be good. It's going to be interesting to see who plays quarterback. That's going to be another thing. It's going to be interesting. Will it be good? That's debatable. But will it be interesting? Yes. So far, I'm thinking this year is going to be Jeff Brom's last chance to do good. If he produces another terrible season, he's out of here. I hope he's out of here. If he produces a good year, which I would say is going 500 or at least being entertaining, you know? Give me 5 wins. Give me 5 or 6 wins and an entertaining football team, and that's probably what he needs to keep his job. If we have a 2 or 3 win season, he's fired. Our offensive line improved a lot last year, but I don't know if that's going to be one of our bigger strengths. In 2019, our offensive line was garbage fire. In 2020, it was a bit better. It was average, I would say, at best. Wide receiver, that's one of our bigger strengths with David Bell, the absolute beauty. Running back, Xander Horvath, you already know. He's going to be amazing this year. Our defensive line is going to be interesting. You got George Karlaftis and I know his last name, but I can't think of his first name. Watts is his last name. I can't think of his first name. Our secondary is I mean, one of the more underrated players on this roster is Corey Trice. And he's one of our best players in the secondary. He plays both safety and corner, and the reason I like him so much is because he is a very hard hitter. Like, my comparison for him is probably a Bob Sanders type guy. So if he has, I think he might have a breakout year this year. This year is his senior year, so he has very good potential to have a breakout year. And I'm really hoping he does. He's one of my favorite players on this roster. I think I've narrowed it down to we can go one of 2 ways. 1, 4 or less wins. Jeff Brom is fired. Bring in a young head coach, possibly his younger brother, because when we won that first game of the season and we looked really good, Jeff Brom's younger brother, I forget his name, but he was the head coach because Jeff Brom was out with COVID. And we looked really good. So I'd kind of like to see him take Jeff Brom's spot if he's fired. Or we hire another young coach. Just somebody who's good at recruiting and develop their what's the word I'm looking for here? Develop their coaching, because they're younger, so they're going to improve a lot, like the aspect of putting things into action. So as long as we can get good recruits and have a young head coach who actually achieves his potential, we could have a very solid football team. The other way it goes is we have a 6 or 7 win year. Jeff Brom keeps his job for another season. Our 2022 commits come here, and they show a lot of promise in the upcoming years. We slowly improve our team to being one of the better teams in the Big Ten. It's going to go one of 2 ways. Personally, I'm fine with either because both show promise. It's just one is going to be hard to watch this season and the other would be less hard to watch. So, it'll be interesting. Purdue football's, 12 days away? September 4th is the first game against Oregon State. We'll just have to see how it goes. That's it. We'll just have to see how it goes. See you guys next time. As always, I'm not funny, and please subscribe if you're new, because once we hit 300 subs, I'm going to have a special surprise that I've actually been looking forward to doing, so I really hope we hit 300 subs soon. So yeah, see you guys next time.
SpongeBob, the fuck wrong with you? I'm on that good cushion alcohol, nigga.